Ascend, my child, forged out of the steel on your neck. Grab forth the bar of your might. Pull forward from the marriage of bone, skin, and steel. Ascend, my child. One day you shall be known as God. Welcome to my vlog.
When I was a kid, I looked up to guitar gods. I liked the idea that if I played guitar really well, I could become God. And if I were God, I could also attract a suitable partner and not feel lonely, weak, and small. I practiced guitar more and more and got faster and faster. I got so fast at guitar that when I played, you couldn't even hear the notes. They just kind of felt like an idea, like, here we go!
What I hear. What the audience hears. What I hear. What the audience hears.
And that was fine, because what mattered was people knew I was good. I learned to see everything in my life besides music as an obstacle, keeping me away from music. Every hour of school was 1 hour less of practicing music. If I was in the middle of practicing guitar and got interrupted, I would feel anxiety in my stomach until I could go back to playing guitar. I found more time to practice by cheating on homework, but ultimately the school schedule was rigid and I had to spend at least 7 hours a day stuck there. So the only way I could find more time to practice would be to sleep less. And for a month, I only slept 4 hours a night. I went nuts. And once I figured out that you could study music in college, I had my parents backing me up in my hustle culture mindset. If I practiced more, I could get into a good music school. And I did get into a good music school, and I practiced even more and slept even less. My eyes were bloodshot from sleep deprivation. People on campus thought I was always high. In my mind, if I practiced music a lot, I was good. And if I didn't practice music a lot, I was bad. When I saw people who practiced less than me, I thought they were bad. When I saw people who practiced more than me, I thought, let's get them. I wanted my teachers to go hard on me. I wanted them to kick my ass. I wanted to be in music military. I wanted to use my musical powers as a weapon to gain respect, so everyone in the Berkeley cafeteria could see me as I always wished to see myself, as a guitar god. Every adult I knew growing up was stressed out to go to work on Monday. I didn't want to live in that paradigm. I wanted to be like Steve Vai, always inspired, passionate, accurate, intense. Normal life was my enemy, and music was my sword. And the more I cut myself free of normal life, the more I disconnected myself from the human experience generally. And that disconnect created a fragile bond between my soul and my fingers. Optimal, optimal, optimal. Death, death, death. Optimal, optimal, optimal. Death. The back and forth hollowed my relationships. I put everyone second to accomplishments. I'm your new god, gave up everything to be this. I can get away with anything if you say I'm a genius. And when my grandma died, the weak foundation upon which I stood shattered and I fell forward into the concrete, snapping like a twig. The sweep arpeggios could not express this.
And when my grandma died, the weak foundation upon which I stood shattered and I fell forward into the concrete, snapping like a twig.
I found myself in an endless parking lot, face to face with the emptiness I had been running from since I was just a little boy. This was a hurt that nobody could make go away. I sat with the pain and played my guitar. My hands worked in autopilot, and the familiarity of the instrument was comforting, but the sound felt out of step with reality. Suddenly, what I wanted from music changed.